So for you to understand the substitution method, you just need the basics. This is some of the basics from your grade 9 mathematics when you were dealing with, remember when you were having something like this, okay, from your straight lines, and you were substituting values of x to obtain the values of y. If you still remember, for x is equal to 0, x is equal to 1, x can be any value. You were taking that value of x, substitute, then you are solving for what? For y. If x is equal to 1, you do the same thing. In place of x, you put a 1, then you solve for what? You solve for y. It was taking the value of x that you have or that you're given, substitute it to obtain the value of y. But this time, what we are working with are simultaneous linear equations for two unknowns. It is no longer a condition where you are given to say x is this. You are given equations now. Equations. So it is done in many ways. I'm gonna explain with examples so that we understand our substitution method under the simultaneous equations. All right, let us say we are given, for an example, we have got an equation, two equations actually. X minus y is equal to 8, all right? This being our first equation. And another one, 2x plus y is equal to 10. Like this being our second equation. Substitution method, guys, is in many ways, all right? Let me try to explain what you can understand. Okay, what you can do is that since you've got two equations, you choose of the two equations, which one are you going to use? And from that equation, you make either x, make either x or y the subject. All right? You must make x the subject. Remember, changing of subject of formula from our equations. You can make x, you can make y from any equation. From any one equation. All right? So it is your choice from any one equation that you're given there. Then you can substitute into another equation. That's the first way that you're going to work with. There's another one. All right. So there's another one which I'm going to explain later on. So let us start with the first one. Make either x or y the subject from any one of the equations. We have equation 1, equation 2. I'm going to choose equation 1 and make x the subject. All right. So this is what I'm going to do. From equation 1, I'm going to make x the subject. All right. Make x the subject. So this is what I'm going to do. So from equation 1, if I make x the subject, it means I'm going to take this to the other side, the minus y. It is x minus y, which is equal to 8. So it's either I'm just going to simply add y like this, add y like this, so this can cancel. So it means x is equal to 8 plus what? 8 plus y, or y plus 8. It is up to you. Or you can just write as 8 plus what? 8 plus y. Or simply, it was a minus, you take it to the other side, it changes to a plus. So we have made x the subject of the formula. This is another equation that you have created. This from equation 1. We now have another equation. Let us call it equation 3. Since we've got 1, 2, this is 3. So it was either you make X or you make Y. From anyone, you're going to, and it's a choice. From the first equation, you could have made Y the subject. All right? You take that Y to the other side, 8 to the other side. So it was going to be like this. X minus 8 is equal to Y. It is your choice. If you make Y the subject, you could have made X the subject from equation 2. It is your choice. From equation 2, 2x will be equal to 10 minus y. So to make x the subject, divide by 2 each and every term. So x is going to be what? 10 over 2 minus y over 2, which is x is going to be 5 minus y over 2. Anyone, you have x as the subject. You could have made y the subject from there. Y is equal to what? You take the 2x to the other side, 10 minus 2x. Anyone, as long you understand what you're doing. So do not say, say was using like this, so I'm going to follow it that way. No. You make anyone. You make x or y the subject. Anyone. It is in your hands. It is your choice. All right. So under exam condition, you just choose which one is easier for you. All right. Someone maybe why it was easy to make the subject from equation 2. Then do it. Then do it. You are going to obtain same answers. You might have different ways of calculating, but at the end of the day, you have same answers. Same answers. All right. So this is a challenge for you guys to even try other ways. All right. So that you can even prove you're working with your friend there. Then as another one can try this, another one try. You see, okay, we are obtaining same answers. You move on. All right. Let us see what we have here. As we have got x as the subject of the formula, which is we have made x the subject. We now have equation 3. Remember, it was taken from, where it was taken from is very, very important. It was taken from equation 1. So this is what you do. This equation that we have, where x is the subject, where x is equal to this, you are going to substitute whatever that you have made the subject, all right? It is x, it is y, whatever that you have, in the other equation now. This is what is important. We made x the subject from equation 1. So we substitute in equation 2. So it's equation 3 to 2. We are from equation 1. You do not substitute back from where you made the subject. You are simply neutralizing your question, meaning to say you cannot solve anything. If you put back this one in place of x, it will be like this. All right, I want you to see what was going to happen. 8 plus y in place of x minus what? Minus y is equal to 8. See, well, look what's going to happen. Y minus y, that's a 0. So it will be just 8 is equal to 8. It is just neutralizing an equation. You're not solving anything, no. So do not substitute from the equation where you made the subject. If you made from equation 2 the subject, you substitute to equation 1. If you made from equation 1 the subject, you substitute in equation 2. That is the case. So here it's from where we are. We are from equation 1. So we substitute in equation 2. Whatever that we have here as the subject. So we are going to substitute, all right, substitute in our case equation. All right, so let us say substitute, that is, all right, equation, let me put it this way so that you can understand. Equation 3 in what? Into 2. All right, so this is what you're going to have. So we are going to take x, which is equal to 8 plus y. Remember, x is now this. So wherever we see x in equation 2, we are going to put this. So equation 2, it was like this. This is our equation 2. 2x plus y is equal to 10. Remember, this was our equation 2. So we are going to substitute our x here, represented by what? 8 plus y. So it's 8 plus y. It's an expression. So open brackets, remember? An expression. Even at a term, just open a bracket so that you are safe. All right? We have substituted in place of x plus y. In this case, this is supposed to give us a 10. In place of x from our equation 2, this is the major focus. Equation 2 here, where we have got x, we put that one. So that is how these questions can be given as. So as we can see, as we substituted our x, which is equal to 8 plus y in place of x here, what is remaining is what? A linear equation where we are only having y as the unknown. The only variable left here is y. So it is easier, guys. You are used to this. This is your grade 9 mathematics. You are used to that. So solve for what? For y. You are there. Solve for y. How do you solve this? Remember those linear equations. Even we talked about this from our basics. If you check the first video on the playlist, we are talking about these typical equations. Expand brackets, collect like terms. You still remember. So that is it. Solve. All right. So let us distribute. The first here, we have a bracket. So we're gonna expand it. All right. So 2 times this, that's gonna be 8. 2 times 8, that's 16. All right. We also have the y here. So 2 times 8, then 2 times y, that is what? 2y. All right. This part remains as it is. You have expanded the bracket. Y does not expand the bracket. It is on its own. It is separate from the bracket. So this is y on its own, and that is equal to 10. As we have got this part, we can see that we've got like terms here. So let us consider the like terms. On the left-hand side of our equation, we can simply add these two. This is 2 plus what? 2 plus 1, which is 3. So 16 plus 2 plus 1, that is what? That is 3. And that is equal to 10. So we can solve for y here. How can we do that? 16 is being added, so subtract that one. So that can cancel. So you're left with positive 3y, which is equal to 10, minus 16, that is minus 6. All right. So you're going to have a negative 6 here and negative 6. To obtain the value of y, how can we obtain it? This is a product. So simply what? Divide by 3. So this can cancel. So y is equal to what? Negative 2. 6. Negative 6 divided by 3. That is going to give us what? Negative 2. Remember, we referred back to these typical equations before in our previous grades, grade 9 and 8. So meaning to say, we understand this part from here. You must have the basics of how to solve. You have solved for y. You have the value of y. Y is equal to 2. Minus 2, I mean. So what are we going to do with this value? Remember, this is substitution method. With this value of y, you can substitute it back in any one of the given equations. We have equation 1, We have equation 2. We have equation 3. Anyone to obtain the value of x. So from here, it will be easier that whatever that you made the subject, in our case, it is x. If it is, let's say, you made y the subject, it means you're going to solve for x. Then y will be something like that. Y is equal to as your equation 3. You're going to substitute the value of x in equation 3 because it is easier. Y is the subject. So in our case, you solved for y. So you're going to substitute in any one, and the easiest one is equation 3. Why equation 3? Because x is already the subject. Remember, you need to solve for x. Now you need to solve for x. So it is easier for you to take equation 3 because x is already the subject. The same thing, let's say you made y the subject. You are going to substitute where y is the subject. It is easier because y is equal to. Look here, guys, you have to substitute. Then you're solving again. It is just like, it's not a problem. I'm not saying it is wrong, but it is easier to substitute where you've got what? X as the subject. All right. So in this case, I'm going to use equation 3 from equation 3. All right. I'm going to substitute y is equal to what? -2. All right. -2. So this is what I'm going to do from equation 3. This is our equation 3 where x is already the subject of the formula. All right. So let's see. Let's see what we are going to have from here. X is equal to 8 plus y. So that is x is equal to 8 plus, what is the value of y? -2. Y is -2. So at the end of the day, x is equal to plus and minus here is going to be a negative, all right? So that's 8 minus what? 8 minus 2, which is what? Which is 6. So this is going to be the value of x. So we have got y, which is -2, at a condition that x is 6, or x is equal to 6 at a condition that y is -2. So you're going to simply have same answers even if you're going to work it from y as the subject of the formula. Do not worry about that. So this condition, you make either x or y the subject from any one of the equation, then substitute into another one, solve for x or solve for y, then solve for the remaining variable by what? Substituting in equation 3. I'm not saying substituting in equation 1, it is wrong. You're still going to have same answers. Equation 2, same answers again for the value of y that you calculated here. All right, so this is the first way or first method of substitution that you can use, making x or y the subject. Then you substitute into another equation. There is another way which is which can be easier if you understand it. It can be much easier. This way is this is what you have. Let me try to explain it this way so that we can understand what is happening here. Another way of solving such equations, still under substitution method. Under the substitution method, you can make x the subject from both equations, or make y the subject from both. Okay, let me put it this way. You can make x the subject, from both equations from both equations. You make x the subject, meaning to say from equation 1, equation 2. That is making, if you make x the subject here, you're going to have equation 3. And here you're going to have equation 4. So you'll be having equation 3 and 4, where x is the subject in those equations. So what do you do now? You simply equate equation 3 and what? 4. Because they'll be equal. They'll be representing the same thing. You have x as the subject, which is the same thing that you can also have on y. You can make y the subject from both equations. So the grammar, guys, I do not teach English. I teach mathematics, guys. So the grammar you learn from your English teacher. Yeah? Here we need to understand mathematical concept. So you equate again equation 3 and 4. So what am I trying to say? Let us consider here x as the subject. From equation 1, if we make x the subject, it means we're going to take this to the other side. So it'll be positive minus y there. So it'll be like this. X is equal to y on the other side is going to be what? Positive. So it will be 8 plus y. Remember, 8 is already on the right-hand side. So this is another equation, which you're going to call equation 3. But I said from both, meaning to say even equation 2, you must make x the subject of the formula. So let us consider equation 2. X the subject, 2x plus y is equal to 10. 2x, get rid of the y, take it to the other side. It's going to be a negative there. So that's 10 minus y. Divide by 2 each and every term, or simply divide like this. It is up to you, or you can simply divide each and every term by 2 here, by 2 here. So this can cancel. So x is equal to 10 divided by 2, that is going to be 5, minus what? Y over 2. You have made x the subject of the formula. 5 minus y over 2. This is another equation from equation 2. Both equations are being affected. Both are affected, 1 and 2, using this way. It's another way. It's another way. So with this way now, you can see that x is the subject. X is the subject. What does it mean? These two equations, they represent the same thing, the same variable x. So therefore, these two, they are equal. That is what it simply means here. These two, they are equal. What is represented here as the same as this. So you can equate equation 3 and 4. This is what I was trying to say. Simply representing the same thing. So therefore, 8 plus y is equal to what? 5 minus y over 2. By doing this, you are left with y in your equation, which is easier now for you to solve for what? Solve for y. Just like that. Just like that. So let's solve for y. All right. So I'm going to also do the same here. Remember, I said you can also make y the subject. So if you are working with x, it is in your hands. This is what you're going to have. Then you solve for y in that case. All right. How can we solve? We can take the y to one side of the equation. You can get rid of the fractions because this is over 2. So I can easily, because this is 1, this is 1, this is 1. So the LCD is what? Is 2. So multiply each and every term by the LCD. Multiply by 2, by 2, by 2, by 2 here. So that was going to give us what? 2 times 8, 16, plus 2 times y, that's 2y, is equal to 5 times 2, that's 10. Here the 2 and the 2 was going to cancel. So you are remaining with what? Minus y. All right. So let us collect our like terms. All right. Collect like terms. We're going to take the minus y to the other side of the equation. The moment it crosses the equal sign, it changes the sign. So this is going to be 2y plus y like this. That's equal to 16 is going to be taken to the other side. And the moment it crosses the equal sign, it will change the sign. So it is going to be a negative there. So that's 10 minus 16. All right. So this is it. We are almost done. So in order for us to solve here, we have got to simplify what is on the left hand side. 3 plus 1, that is, 2 plus 1, that is 3. So that's 3y is equal to 10 minus 16, that's a negative 6. So divide by 3 to get rid of this 3. Y is equal to what? Negative 2. As we can see, this is the same answer that you obtained before. Y is equal to negative 2. So using this method or this way, it's still the substitution. But using this way, with the y that we have, which is negative 2, you can substitute it back in any one of these equations. Equation 1, equation 2, equation 3, equation 4, in any one of those. So equation 3 and equation 4, you can see that x is already the subject. So it is easier for you to substitute in either equation 3 or 4. It is in your hands again. Which one are you going to choose between equation 3 and equation 4? But you're supposed to obtain what? Same answers from what you're going to have there. So as for me, I'm going to use equation 3. From equation 3, substitute y is equal to minus 2. So x there is equal to 8 plus what? Plus y. So x is equal to 8 plus the value of y, which is what? Negative 2. So that is, we are going to have plus and minus, that's a minus. So 8 minus 2 is what? Is 6. 8 minus 2, that is what? 6. Exactly the value of x that we obtained before. So as we can see, it is also easier to use. I don't see any complications. If you want to work substitution method in this way, it is in your hands. Simply make x the subject from both equations. If you choose to work with what? With x. But like I said, you can work from what? Another condition where you choose y to be the subject. So let's say you wanted to work with this part where y is the subject. What were you going to have? From equation 1, let's make y the subject from equation 1. Remember, from both equations. X minus y is equal to 8. So I want to make y the subject. This is negative. So it's going to be negative y is equal to x to the other side is going to be negative. So you can write it as 8 minus x. You took it to the other side. So it's going to be negative. But this is minus y. As we need positive. So you can divide by negative, by negative, by negative each and every term. So y is equal to 8 and a negative, that's negative 8. Because this is positive, right? Positive to negative. Negative, negative, that's a positive. So this is it. Y is equal to this from equation 1. All right, y is equal to minus 8 plus x. So we're going to call this one equation 3. All right, since we have equation 1 and equation 2. We made y the subject from equation 1. We do the same thing from equation 2. We make y the subject. So here we're just going to take 2x to the other side. So this one is easier. Y is equal to, there is already 10 there. So if we take the 2x to the other side, it's going to be a negative. So it will be minus 2x. So this is it. We're going to call this one equation 4. So we have made y the subject from both equations. So we have equation 3 and 4. We equate just like the previous way, equation 3 to what? To equation 4, as they represent the same y there. So meaning to say, whatever that we have here on the right-hand side must be the same. So you simply equate. So therefore, it simply means minus 8 plus x from equation 3 is equal to 10 minus 2x. Just like that. It's another way that you can work with. So you solve for x because, as you can see, it's only x that we have. So we are back to the issue of what? Like terms. All right? We are back to that part of like terms. So minus x to the left-hand side is going to be positive. Minus 2x is going to be positive. So it's x plus 2x. The moment it jumps, changes the sign. Equal to 10 on the right-hand side. Taking the minus to the other side is going to be positive. Changes the sign. So this is it. Let us solve for x. This is 1. 1 plus 2, that is 3x. These are like terms, all right? So here we add 10 plus 8, which is what? Which is 18. To solve for x, product, divide by what? Divide by 3. So x is equal to 18 divided by 3, which is what? Which is 6. The same value of x that we obtained before. You still remember here. But we worked it from this way. Still, you're going to have the same, guys. It's in your hands. Still, it's substitution. So next time when you're solving, I'll be just using anyone because I hope, guys, you understand anyone, all right? So that is it. With this value of y that the value of x, you can substitute back in equation 4, in equation 3, or even equation 1 and 2. The original equations from the original question. You can even go back there and substitute. It is in your hands. So as for me, I'm just going to use equation 3. From equation 3, y is already the subject. Y is minus 8 plus x. So y is equal to minus 8 plus x. What is the value of x? Our x is what? 6. So that is it. So that is it. At the end of the day, y is going to be negative 2. Minus 8 plus 6, that is what? Negative 2. As we can see, same answers just like what we had before. So substitution method, guys, it is in your hands, to be honest. It is in your hands. You make y the subject, you make x the subject. I do not know. Let us utilize the comment section for that to see which one do you prefer. All right, which one do you prefer? And also sometimes it is because of the question, the way that it is given. Sometimes the way that the question is given. Let's say, guys, you're already given y is equal to 7x minus 8 over 2. Then another one is given y is equal to 3x minus 2. Guys, already y is the subject. You already have two equations where y is the subject. They gave you like this. Simply equate that part. Equate these two. You solve. So sometimes it is because of how the equations are given as. All right. But anyways, looking into another question. All right. 3x minus y is equal to 2. 7x minus 2y is equal to 8. So there are two equations. We're asked you to solve for x and y. All right. Equation 1, equation 2. Solve for x and y simultaneously. All right. Using the substitution method, I can work out the way that I want, make x the subject, make y whatever that I want. But in this case, if you check properly, it was easier for you to make y the subject from equation 1 because there are no complications like the coefficient of y there is different when we've got a minus 2. But I'm not saying it's wrong, guys, to use anyone. Use what you're used to, right? So as for me, I'm gonna choose that one, equation what? Equation 1. I'm gonna make y the subject. All right, so let us solve. Make y the subject. All right, from equation 1. All right, so from equation 1, it's minus y is equal to 2 on the right hand side. Take the 3x there, is going to be negative 3x the moment it jumps the equal sign. So this is minus y. Minus 1, minus 1, minus 1, so that we obtain a positive. So y is equal to 2 divided by negative 1, that's a negative 2. This one is going to cancel negative, negative, that's what? A positive. So it's going to be positive 3x. All right, so I have y as the subject from equation 1. So I'm going to name this one equation 3. Remember what I said. You made y the subject from equation 1. You must substitute it into another equation, not from equation 1. So we substitute back to equation 2. Whatever that we have, which is y is equal to what? Let us take this. Y is equal to this, minus 2 plus 3x. Substitute this in equation 2. So this is what you're going to have. I'm going to substitute equation 3 into what? Equation 2. Just like that. So y there in place of y. So it means was gonna have 7x minus 2y. So it's minus 2 in place of y there. You put this, what is representing that y there, which is an expression. So that is what? Minus 2 plus 3x in place of y in equation 2. So this is equal to what? This is equal to 8. Just like that. By doing so, you have an equation now in x only. You have an equation in x. By doing this, this is in x. Solve for x. Just like that. Expanding of brackets, this and that. Collecting of like terms. So this is the idea. Let's distribute by negative 2 and solve. All right, so this is 7x minus 2 times minus, that's a positive 4. Minus 2 multiplies this, positive, that's a negative 6x. Negative 2 times 3, that's negative 6. Then we put the x, and that's equal to what? That's equal to 8. Collecting our like terms, as we are simplifying the left hand side of our equation, we have got 7x and minus 6x here. So that is 7 minus 6, which is what? Which is 1x. So that is x plus this 4, which is equal to what? To 8. So how can we solve for x? Get rid of the 4, so we can simply subtract it. We have a plus, so subtract that one. So we have got x from that one, all right? So x is equal to what? 8 minus 4, which is what? Which is 4. So we have got the value of x, which satisfies our equation. With this value of x, if we are to substitute in any one of these equations, we are now obtaining the value of y. So you choose, guys, it is in your hands, but like I said, it will be easier for you to substitute in equation 3 as it is, or y there is the subject. So that is what I'm going to simply use. I'm going to use equation 3. So that is it. Substitute x is equal to 4 in equation 3, where y is equal to minus 2x. Sorry, minus 2 plus 3x. Sorry for that. Minus 2 plus 3x. So that's y is equal to minus 2 plus 3 times x. Our x is what? Our x is 4. So this is it. Y is equal to minus 2 plus, that's a 12. If you multiply this, it's going to give us a 12. Then add minus 2 plus 12, which is what? Positive 10. So this is the value of y there. So y is equal to what? Y is equal to 10. X is equal to 4. Even if you were going to make x the subject, it is in your hands. You choose. These are the two solutions. Even if you wanted to make x the subject from both equations, then you equate them. Or you make y the subject from both equations, then you equate them. It is in your hands. It is in your hands. I explained a lot of ways that you can actually use under substitution method. So choose the one that you understand, stick to it. In fact, guys, we still have time to apply these methods. There will be a time that you'll be limited to say, now I do not have time. So for those who are watching this video, whilst there's time, then utilize it. But if you're watching this video whilst we do not have time, I encourage you to work with question papers, because these intros are different from question papers. Question papers, we will be dealing with revision. All right, so that is it, guys. Till we meet again.